So usually to start practice, we'll start with hitting. This is just a drill that we usually do. It's called soft toss. It works on power and driving through the ball. Um, in this video with this specific player, you can see how he uses his back leg to drive. When he drives through a little bit, you can see he bends his back and tilts back, which I try to tell him a few different times that he has to follow through and stay level. With this batter, you can see he's got a little bit of a different swing with an open stance. A little bit more powerful swing. He's smaller to the plate, drives through the ball. Here you see how he's very short swing, drives down to it, keeps his hips loaded, hips locked, drives through the ball. In that video right there, you can see that he really tilted back, and that's what caused him to hit the ball over the net. Now you see him with a more level swing, keeping his back foot planted, driving through the ball. These drills are perfect for really engaging in the hips, driving through the baseball, short swing, really finding that lower pitch inside the zone. Sometimes we'll mix in inside and outside pitches. For here, now we have plate approach that we worked on a lot this week. So a lot of these batters that you will see, they'll get a count to start off, whether it's 2-1, 3-1, 0-2, 0-1, and basically we're just working on our plate approach and the kind of pitches that we're going to be swinging at. Here you see that last batter swung on a 2-1, so it was a hitter's count. Now for this batter, pitch comes in, and he's got a good swing, lets one go by. This drill's, perfect for trying to imitate an actual live at-bat. The reason that it's good to work on stuff like that is because a lot of times we don't get a lot of live at-bats in practice. And I think that live at-bats in practice are perfect for trying to work on live at-bats in a game. So you see it, this batter hangs on one right there, level swing, top heavy. Tries to get in a groove right here, throws his hands back, loads, swings, found one in the zone, little in front of it. And then, so this batter, you can see how when he gets in, so that count actually was 3-1. So I was instructing him on how it has to be his favorite pitch. 3-1 count, it's got to be your favorite. Still got 2 more strikes to go. This drill also works a lot on imagery, trying to visualize the pitch and the at-bat. It's perfect for trying to see the pitches in and out of the zone. Also works on confidence too, stepping up to the plate, confidence in your swing, confidence in your approach. That's one thing that we're really trying to develop inside the cage, finding your pitch and being confident and able to take the swing at the pitches that may not be your favorite, but ones that you can still drive maybe the opposite way or inside the zone. After talking to a lot of these athletes, a lot of them have specific goals in mind in terms of how they want the season to go. Or, some of them have personal goals. A lot of them want to have a certain amount of hits in the season, or, how many wins they want to have as a team. I think a very special thing in practice is the relationships that they build as a team. They're hanging out every single day in terms of whether it's a game or practice or any kind of after-school event. I think that's important with teams, is that they build relationships throughout the season, and then that just builds a stronger relationship in terms of next season. Sometimes you can see in these videos, these hitters get really frustrated, but we constantly have to remind them that we're just striving for improvement. There's a reason we do the hitting drills that we do before practice every single day. The way the coaches have it set up is that the JV will take the cage first and the varsity will take the field first. So they kind of have in the same routine that, you're just improving on what you're doing from before. There's a reason that they're always hitting constantly getting reps, constantly getting swings. They're just trying to improve their swing, improve their at bats inside a game, and just trying to become a better baseball player as well. Practices like these, where we start out in the cage, just increasing our repetitions, they help out a ton because I think that's just important in baseball is how many reps that you take in practice. It's only going to help you out in a game, especially in hitting when you're inside the cage or up, doing other hitting drills. It's all about improving your swing. The more repetitions that you take, the more muscle memory it's going to be when you're in a game. One thing looking at this video now, I would say that I would improve. So this was the last drill that we did with hitting, but with the guys that are standing around now, I would have them get more involved, maybe in another drill, maybe start another station outside of the cage to get more reps in. One thing I think it's important to note is that we told our athletes that were watching the batter inside the cage that they should be paying attention, offering him tips, maybe if he pulled his head or swung at a bad pitch or took too many pitches. This batter specifically took a little bit too many pitches, and a lot of the guys noticed that as well. Right here, you're going to see he has a really good swing, uses his back leg, and drives through the ball. Now we dive into our throwing drills. Doesn't matter if you're a pitcher. We work on our throwing a lot. You can see that most of the guys right now in the beginning of the drill are flat-footed. This just makes sure that they're coming all the way through, stretching all the way back. Works on their shoulders too. It's a drill that a lot of teams use as well. And it works really well too with arm soreness. Guys can really stretch out their arms before they move into long toss. Now you can see they're stepping into their throws, stretching out their throws a little bit, moving back as well. They're really trying to stretch out their arms in this drill. It's very important for baseball players to have a strong arm, whether you pitch, play in the infield, or play in the outfield. Another important thing to note is the guys that are throwing together are usually both infielders or outfielders. It develops a relationship with guys that may throw to each other in a game. You need to have that special connection on the field. You can see here that when they make a bad throw, they have to run and get it, and they switch sides. It just keeps the blood moving, keeps them moving from standing around. One thing we always talked about in our coaching minor was how can you keep players from standing around. You want to keep them moving, and this is a really important drill and something that keeps them on their feet. Another thing to note is the footwork with these players. Footwork is so important in pretty much any sport that you're playing. A lot of people may not think that you need good footwork for baseball, but both these players actually are both infielders. And it's important to work on your footwork when you're throwing with another guy, even if it's just having a catch. These guys just need to work on their footwork so it comes naturally to them when they're playing in the infield or getting ground balls. These players are really starting to stretch out their throws, which, like I said before, it's very important for their arm care. One thing that's super important to note is that we're not necessarily so focused on how good their throws are, but more importantly, their development of their arm strength. These kids are just, they're only in high school. By the time they get to their senior year, they want to have very well-taken, strong arms. And it honestly starts with having a catch and working towards long toss. But yeah, this is definitely something that's important to note about how their arms are taken care of. Now the throwers are fully pretty much extended towards a long toss. Like I said before, we're not super focused on how good throws they are having. However, for outfielders, this is where they're working on their crow hops, Yes, we were talking about arm strength, which is so important, but a lot of these throwing drills for outfielders would be to work on hitting your target for sure, because in a game, outfielders are going to need to hit their cut. I think this drill went super well overall. A lot of these guys do this all the time, and it really helps their arms. This drill right here is our infield outfield. Teaches patience for sure. Not all the time you're going to know if the ball's going to be hit to you, but you have to know where to throw the ball if it is hit to you. In this drill, we were working on a lot of infield work while the outfielders were in the outfield working on pop flies. In this drill specifically, we're working on turning double plays, and this is huge on relationships. So you really can't turn a quick double play unless you kind of know where the shortstop or the second baseman is going to be, and it starts in practice with the relationship that you build with the other guy in the middle infield. Another thing in terms of the national coaching standards with this drill, this is something that we drew up before practice. Something that we definitely needed to work on was turning our double plays. A lot of times in the games, we were struggling to find 2 outs when a ground ball was going through the middle or almost going through the middle where we could have turned a double play. So we definitely needed to practice this a lot. One thing that I would definitely change about this drill would be to get the first baseman and third baseman involved as well. Not every double play is turned in the middle of the infield. You can turn double plays third, first. Pretty much this drill was only the shortstop and second baseman. This drill definitely has the athletes move a lot. Towards the end of the drill, they started to get a little bit tired because they were moving a lot. But definitely something that went very well. They built good relations at the middle infield within the third and first baseman. So it definitely is going to impact our play when it comes to game time. One thing you see here is a miscommunication between the second baseman and shortstop. Nobody really takes on the leadership role in this drill, and that's something that we're really trying to teach is who's going to be aggressive and be a leader in a drill, and especially in the middle infield between the shortstop and the second baseman. There are a lot of leaders on this team, more so than others, that are emerging and trying to make this team a lot better, and it's very nice to see that some of them want to be better and make the team better.